And we are live. It says
Hey, look at
live.
that. We are live. Look, folks, it's a Cajun appearance.
Moving appearance. About time, huh?
Yeah. All you good people keep asking me,
It's
"Where's
live
Cajun? Where's
on.
Cajun?" I said, "I'm gonna have to start an app. Where's Cajun? Where's the Cajun app?"
Here I am. Cajun. Right there. Steve
He's at his
Cajun. Right
house.
there. See that? Right there. Yeah, man. Where that
Yeah.
crawfish,
Oh.
man? Where that watermelon man
Yeah.
at? It ain't time yet,
All that good
watermelon.
jazz. I was yesterday. I was watching the LSU game. I can't believe they freaking lost to Bethune Cookman last night. Just kind of, I mean, they're a good team. They're a SWAC team, but I was
Baseball.
watching it on YouTube, and somebody named Cajun so and so came in, and they were like, everybody's like, "Hey Cajun, hey Cajun," and I'm thinking it's you, and I go, "Hey Cajun, what's up?" And the guy goes, "Hey, do I know you?" I said, "Oh wait, wrong Cajun." I said, "I know a Cajun. His name's Cajun Coin Hunter," and I typed it in the chat, and I'd never seen him before, but apparently he sneaks into LSU. You know, a lot of people. He must have brought his friends because they were all chatting in the chat last night. "Hey Cajun, what's going on?" But yeah, LSU lost 10-6 last night to Bethune Cookman. I'm just like, how are we losing to a SWAC team?
Well, what?
I don't know.
Whose channel you were on? Yours or you were
I was
live?
on
You
the
was on
LSU.
somebody live?
No, I was on the
Oh,
LSU
oh,
Sportsnet channel. You know how you
oh! I
watch
got
Chris
you.
Blair do the
Yeah.
baseball game? I got off of work last night. It takes me about 20 minutes to get home. So I got off. I leave 5 minutes to 6. So I got home about 6:15. And LSU was already up 2-0 in the third inning. So I started watching it and I fell asleep. I tend to do that. I'll working 11 hours a day. I'm gonna fall asleep. I get home. I'm out by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I woke up. They were down 10-6. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs, down 4 runs, and they had the number one hitter up, and he grounded out barely. I thought he was safe, which would have drove in the seventh run, but the referee called him out, and they lost 10-6. And this was in Baton Rouge. This was, I think they're playing tonight too. But Bethune Cookman's a SWAC team, but they're pretty good actually this year. LSU baseball isn't really doing really lights
Was
out
that
this year. I mean,
Southwest Athletic Conference?
that's the Bethune Cookman's in the same conference with Southern, Grambling. You know, the black schools.
Yeah, Grambling up north. My buddy's
Yeah.
Deer Leaf was right there. Well, put it this way: if we were out of beer at the Deer Leaf, so
Mhm.
at the camp, whatever, that's where we go to get beer, Grambling, and in that
Yeah.
city.
Oh, okay. It's always a good thing, but
Right, that's the town the college is at.
yeah. I think LSU's playing again tonight. I'm not sure, but they're not really. I think they're only 6-6 in SEC play, so they're way down in SEC. I think their record. I want to say LSU's record this year is like 21-16 or something. They're not. They do it. They're starting to. Their offense is starting to catch up. They were down a couple nights ago. They were playing Tennessee, and it went to the 12th inning, and it was 6-6. It was 6-5. Then they scored a run. Tennessee 6-6. And they scored 10 runs in the bottom of the 12th inning. No, top of the 12th inning. They scored 10 runs and won 16-6. One guy had 2 grand slams in the same inning for LSU.
We can't be as bad as what is it, Boston Red Sox, I think, or which one of them baseball team? Man, they think they lost. There's Miss Missy.
Hey, Miss Missy. Yeah, I didn't realize it was his birthday. I would have went live last night, but my mom wasn't feeling good. She took the night off, and I didn't want to bother her because sometimes when she's not feeling good, she'll sleep in the recliner in the front room, and that's what she did last night. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to wake her up. I don't want to hear any crap.
I was working on one of those radios and those tube types, and I had my visors on and stuff, and sometimes when I don't know, sometimes it'll make me like woozy, nausea.
Yeah.
It does that to you with them visors on? Sometimes,
Not really.
because I'm up and close in there, and I got that light on, that strong light. I think that light does it too.
Yeah.
I think it's like the well, you wear glasses, but like if you don't wear if you wear glasses and it's not your prescription and you get that kind of blurry effect, it messes with you. I think it's the same kind of effect.
Yeah, makes you know, because these are readers. These are reading glasses.
Yeah.
These ain't prescription. These are just readers. I got at the dollar store when I started my Cajun coin hunter channel. Was that 7-8 years ago? And Johnny, he just got them glasses a year and a half ago, I think.
Yeah.
Not quite 2 years or whatever. Man, you ought to see his lenses, dude. Man, they all scratched up, and man, you can't hardly see through them. These ain't got a damn scratch on them. These ain't got a scratch on
Through
them.
them damn trees and stuff in my house.
Well, I've been through all of that crap too in the back, and
But I got a prescription in my wallet to order a brand new pair of glasses, though.
yeah.
I just ain't went to Lafayette yet to get some.
And he paid like $300 something dollars or whatever for them glasses all together, and
I used
man,
to.
them lenses are so scratched up and all that. And mine, and I've been outside and about, and cutting wood, all that shit, before I couldn't walk on my own. I was doing all that crap. I had these glasses. I ain't got a scratch on them. And that's some $7 Family Dollar glasses. $7.
The cheapy ones are gonna hold up. They always hold up.
Spring hinges, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are real glass or what. They are a little. They're not heavy, but they are heavy. So they might be glass, because glass don't scratch.
It's possible.
When I was framing houses years ago, I went in for a pair of glasses at that Silent Silver. I went up for that, America's Best 2 for $100 or whatever.
Silver, what's up?
And appreciate it, mate.
Appreciate it, Silent. Like always.
So I ordered some that Photogray, and they say, that's glass. I says, I know I want glass because I says, I cut a lot of wood. I make sawdust for a living. And I says, and I'm steady wiping my glasses with my shirt, sweaty, glasses with shirt. And I says, I'll tear up a set of lenses in a week if they were plastic. I says, I need real glass. So they were like, oh, okay. So I order them, and I'm waiting on them to turn dark. I get them in the mail at my house. I'm waiting on them to turn dark, and I'm like, they ain't turning dark. And they're like, what's up? Noke's in the house. What's up, Noke? Bradley Height.
Bradley Height in the building.
I was in his live stream last night for a little while. I was working on that radio. He was working on, doing some silver stuff. And he did a arrowhead tree and the mold for that. And then he did something else. I forget what it was. I stayed over there about an hour and a half, 2 hours almost.
I was working yesterday. It's kind of hard for me to get streams nowadays.
That old tube type CD. Brown and golden eagle, man. Screaming eagle. Anyway, he was making a couple of molds. I didn't see him actually, pour anything, but he was making the molds for him. It takes a while to do that sand cast, that Def Clay or that other stuff. Def Clay, and they got something else.
3 silver arrowheads and 2 silver feet.
That's the second one he was doing with the feet. Had like Bigfoot's. You know, remember
Yeah.
Sasquatch, Bigfoot, coin, whatever. I forget his name. I hadn't seen him.
Petro Bond. I don't know what that is.
Petrobond. It's like Def Clay and all whatever. It's like, you know, that stuff they call that sand casting. But it's Petrobond.
I've heard of sand casting, but
it's a clay type of clay.
Yeah, I don't keep up with all that stuff. If I don't do it, or I don't read it, or I don't see it, I don't really keep up with it.
That's what he does when he's
he does. He knows it,
That's it. Yeah, he's got them 2 pitty patty feet or whatever on his avatar. That's it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So anyway,
I mean, usually when I go on his stream, it's the same 2 or 3 people up there. Todd Miller and
Mike Wolf.
The other one. No, I don't see him in there. Not on the
every
panel.
Every now and then, Mike Wolf's in there.
It's usually Todd Miller and somebody else. I'm drawing a blank.
Me, I go in there sometimes. He sends me a link every now and then. Dobro.
No, I mean when he starts the stream, there's the main Dobro. There's mainly 3 people on there usually before everybody else jumps on and Mr. Doughboy, that's who it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Doughboy.
I knew it. So I can never remember.
And then there used to be the other Wolf, the one that has the banjo for him play. It's a banjo out of a pan, gold pan.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who that is. I know you're talking about, but John Wolf, yeah.
Yeah, I got it right before it popped up in there, Bradley. Bradley, you want me to send you a link, dude? I can do that real quick. We can shoot the breeze.
See, I tell you, when you're not on my stream, nobody comes in here.
Look at that, John.
That's a running joke. What up? Nah.
But yeah, John Wolf used to be on there quite often. I used to go on there pretty good bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Utah. Oh, okay. Picking up your mom.
Wait, are you in Salt Lake City? Because if so, tell the Utah Jazz basketball team to give us our basketball team back. we'll give them the Pelicans because they suck. So.
Yeah, just give us the name back. The Jazz.
They should.
Yeah, they
shouldn't
have
have
Jazz in Utah. That's where Four-Way Rick lives in Salt Lake City. Well, right south of Salt Lake City, he lives.
They should have called them Utah Mormons or something. You know? Yeah, they stole the name. It makes no sense. There's no Jazz in Utah.
About an hour of Salt Lake. Okay.
That's upwards, I guess.
That's where your brother's at.
I don't have a map. I don't have a map of Utah, but
it's at the top. Somewhere. It's at the top border by Idaho.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Idaho. Yeah.
You go anything more than an hour of Salt Lake City, SLC, you gonna be in Idaho.
You in potato country.
A lot of potatoes up there in that area. Montana too, southern Montana. A lot of potatoes up there.
Idaho is the potato hooker capital of the world.
See that they started they found that good fertile soil over there on the Oregon Trail, on the way to Oregon. And some of the pioneers stayed right there because that was good soil, and they started farming. They didn't make it all the way to Oregon, and they made their money and their family right there.
Well, yeah, that's
along the way. There was I did some reading on that. In my youth, Utah Indians, Utes. I'm almost in Pocatello. I told you that. Yeah, anything more north than that, you're gonna be in Idaho.
Pocatello.
Mashed potato. Pocatello.
That sounds like a name of an armadillo. I captured a Pocatello today. It was outside in the woods. Or it could be a name of a cheese. Could be the name of a cheese. I mean, I don't know. I ain't never been. I've only been in 4 states. I don't travel. I get anxiety too much. I can't travel a lot. But I went to my cousin's house in Shreveport. Damn, they had a panic attack. So I'm like, yeah, I had to take some sleeping pills, knock my ass out. I couldn't sleep. I'm walking. I'm like, I get anxiety for no reason whatsoever. If I go too far away from my surroundings, I get anxiety. So I probably couldn't be on a plane either.
You was in Shreveport?
Knock my ass out. Huh?
You went through Shreveport?
Last year when I went to my cousin's house.
Last year. I thought you meant this past week.
No, I saw her a couple of weeks ago. I went to my aunt's. When I went to my uncle's house in Laplace, and she was there. My cousin was there from Shreveport. My older cousins were there. My 3 of my aunts were there. One of my uncles. Couple of my cousins. You don't
have like a little family reunion thing going on then.
Yeah, I posted some video on YouTube. I posted the backyard. They got a man-made. I tried to videotape the geese, but my uncle's got this big German shepherd named Sam, big ass. He was 3 years old. Big. I put a video of he's drinking out of a water fountain in the back. There's like a water fountain, and they got a birdhouse and everything, and they got the geese because he lives on a man-made what you call it?
Lake?
Lake. I couldn't think of the word. My phone's being wonky again, so I can't see you, but I can hear you. So it's a man-made lake, and there's geese going by, and I was trying to film it, but there was this on the other side. There was somebody barbecuing, and the kids were screaming, so I didn't want to film that. But I did film a couple. I filmed a couple things, but I went to film this geese landing. Yeah, I went to film this geese landing, and Sam, that's a German shepherd. He don't like any bird. He went after that damn geese. He jumped. He almost had a hold of that geese. He had a hold of that damn thing almost. He almost caught it. And my aunt, she was saying, "Oh, he don't like it," because she's German. My aunt Gisela, she's from Germany, and she speaks German a lot. But she's like, "Oh, he don't like it. He'll grab them things. He don't like the he's territorial."
There's a few Germans around, like there's almonds and all that. That's all. Allemont. They got some Germans over there. They got a bunch of Germans around here.
My uncle was stationed in Germany after he was in Vietnam. When Vietnam was over, he was in Germany. He was in the. I want to say he was in the Navy, but I'm not sure. I know he's in the. I forget what branch, but he was in the military.
So he married a German girl then.
Yeah, he was in the German. He was there from. He was in Vietnam from 69 to 72, and then they shipped him out. And they went to Germany from, I think he said, like from 72 to like 80. He retired in 89, so he was there a while. And then he started doing the cab company. Oh yeah, he got that big house and.
Okay, Brad.
BRB, bring your beer. Wait, bring
your beer.
Bring a red beer.
Bring your beer.
But yeah, I posted a few videos of the backyard and the water and the dog drinking out of the fountain. I tried to get the geese. There was geese going. There's 3 geese. I tried to film that, but the kids were screaming on the other side of the thing, and it was just.
So how much land do they have? How much land they got?
It's not that. It's a neighborhood. It's subdivision. It's not too big. It's not a mansion.
And they got so they got a lake like in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Community lake.
Well, his he lives right in the beginning. You turn. Yeah. Well, pull it up. Pull the video.
They probably dug to raise up the land for where the houses and all go. They probably dug that big pond or lake, small lake right there for the dirt and build up the land like that, because they didn't do that in Youngsville. Oh boy, man, Youngsville, right outside of Lafayette, man, there was all cow pastures and all that, and they built right on top of all that. That land was so packed and hard. And
I tell you what,
you get a good rain over there in Youngsville, it floods. They never thought about raising the land up because it floods in that area. It's all low land. You can see that on a map, like a satellite view. You can see all that where, what's high and what's low and all that crap. And man, it's when the Vermilion River doesn't pass, it's far from Youngsville, but it's not that far. It's a few miles, 3, 4, 5 miles. And but it's just, that's low-lying area. And they built, when that place built up, it built up fast, okay? And it's kind of, they covered it a lot, some little small canals, big ditches. They covered it, culverts, pipes, big, huge pipes. And that water don't flow like it used to, and you build in an area, you build a few thousand houses, that water is going to back up. It's not going to go to the Vermilion River like it's supposed to, and them other drainage canals. That's a big watershed there. Yeah.
True there. But my uncle's house flooded the last 2 storms that they had. I forget which hurricane that came through. The winds pushed all that water into the houses in that subdivision. It's a big ass subdivision. He lives in pretty much the front of it. I've never been in the back. It's a big gated community. It's kind of big subdivision, and the houses are kind of close together. So I don't know. They may have more than one lake in this thing, but his house flooded with the wind gust. It pushed all that water into his house twice for a couple. I don't know if it was Rita. It was one of those hurricanes because Laplace got hit really bad. And so he's been there. He's been living in that house about 30 years or so.
That was Katrina, because Rita didn't affect New Orleans.
Oh, no, Katrina didn't hit. He didn't. His house didn't. It didn't get hit by Katrina. Not Laplace. Not in his area.
Might have been Ida. Maybe Ida.
I think it was Ida. Yeah, I think it was. Because I seen he went for Katrina. I went to my aunt's house in Bunkie, and he was up there for a while. And because I remember he went back. He went back a couple days before we did. No, I went back with my friend because my friend just happened to be in the area. I said, "Yeah, come pick me up," because I was over there like 3 weeks. I said, "Yeah, I need to know what's going on at my house. I want to make sure if my shit's gone or I didn't, I heard all kinds of. I'm like, I want to make sure the damn place is still standing. I didn't know what was up. And my mom's like, we're not going back for a while. And I said, well, no, I need to make sure that my stuff's there. And, so I went back with it was me and my brother. It was my brother's friend, actually. He was in the area and he was driving. So we went back and we were there. They didn't have no electricity or nothing for a while, but I hooked up the generator that I had and just, did that and shit. And then the electricity came on. My mom came back about a week or 2 later. I was like, everything's safe. But she wanted me to stay. I said, well, somebody's got to go back and make sure everything's safe. I mean, hell, not that I have any valuable stuff or anything at the time, but still. Because we were hearing there were rumors of looting and all kinds of shit. And there were people after I went back, there were people in the streets around 1, 2 in the morning on the highway, just doing whatever. But my neighbor was cool, and I had another neighbor because I lived in the apartment complex at the time. So, the only thing that was really bad was the fence in the little alleyway got knocked down, and the awning. They had the awnings all around the apartment complex on our side. They were gone. Like they were. I don't know where they went to. They were gone. Like no more awnings. They must have blew down the street somewhere. They were gone. They were pulled out the cement post. Gone. But other than that, there was nothing that was bad. Because I lived just far enough away where I didn't get flooded. If I would have lived a couple of miles down, that part of town flooded. And like certain areas, like when I first moved out here, I lived on a street that was all the way at the end of a swamp, where the swamp land is, and that used to flood when it rained. It used to back up into the street. That area got flooded bad, and that's where the alligators come in. So I seen one go down the street one time. I'm like, oh, time to go back inside. Like, them things are crazy. But I do remember my uncle was saying something about, I don't see him that often. I've seen him twice in 2 years. No, twice in the last year. Before that, I've seen him once in 20 years. So, I don't know.
4.5 miles from Youngsville to the Vermilion River. And there's a waterway right here. See that waterway? And all that. That was.
I can't see it.
No, I was showing Johnny that.
Oh.
Yeah, but by the
I was like, oh, you didn't put a link.
Louisiana's made, I don't care what they do, and it's not going to drain like it's supposed to.
No, not with all that built up right there. It won't.
No, you're stopping all the natural.
See, that's all bayous right there. It doesn't go all the way to the river. Eventually it will. Because a lot of this down here will come over here. No, and actually, no, go to Bayou Teague. Lake Kenora right there. That one that sunk. Like that went dry. I used to sell a Big John seafood crawfish. There's a big watershed there. Oh, that goes right into Mermentau River, by Plaquemine and all that. Right here when you cross, that's by Plaquemine.
Mm-hmm.
They all drain into each other usually.
No, that ain't by Plaquemine. By Plaquemine's right here. That watershed, and that goes right here to the Mermentau. That's Bayou Queue de Tortue right there. Turtle Tail Bayou. Right there. And that goes to the Mermentau River. There's Lake Arthur. Lake Arthur right there. And that's a turtle tail bayou. That's a big watershed and all that goes out to the Gulf. Through Lake Arthur, Grand Lake, Mermentau River to the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America. All of that's a watershed. From where we at, all of that, that's the biggest watershed in Louisiana. Except for the Mississippi. But this is a huge watershed here I'm looking at. I'll show it. You able to put something on the screen if I pop it in the bottom?
Yeah, should be.
Feel got? Okay.
Phone's acting okay right now. Can't promise you if it'll mess up when I do it, but I don't know. Only when I do StreamYards, it likes to go wonky. Let's see, is anything on there? Oh, it don't give me the blue notification thing anymore, so I gotta click on it. Let's see, click.
I don't. Wow.
It does when you pop on, but when you do a separate one, it doesn't. But last week I was on the Causeway.
We right here.
That's, you know.
You see, right? That's where we at right now. That's my town.
Eunice. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You see all this right here, Basil, Elton, all of this where my cursor's at. All this, Church Point, Roberts Cove, bunch of Germans, Austrians there, right there. All this there, all of that comes down. Okay, all of that flows down. That's the watershed. That's all low bottom land, and all of that goes all the way down here, where my cursor's down here, Lake Arthur. As you can see, that big lay of the land right there, like right here. You see all of this low land? That's in the Youngsville area right. That's hazing. That all comes down this way, and all that goes in this lake here. This lake and this, and that goes out to the Gulf.
All them tributaries and whatnot.
Right here. And it goes through this river. Grand Lake goes out right. Grand Chenier. Gulf water goes over the marshes, and all that seafood's in them lakes. We used to catch some beautiful shrimp in Grand Lake right there. You see how far inland that is? That's a freshwater lake. That is considered a freshwater lake. And anything north of Highway 82 is considered freshwater. It's not, but that's the fishing line, you know, because there ain't no roads up in here. There's no roads up in here. So that's the fresh and saltwater boundary for that part of Louisiana.
They got this video on YouTube. I forget the name of it, but it says there's a part in the Gulf, and it's about right where you're pointing at. And it says it's a circle, and it says anything in this area in the Gulf is uninhabitable. It's like the no-live zone. And
right.
Yeah, and I watched this video, and I go, I've never heard about this before. And this guy talking about nothing will live in this area, Louisiana, off the coast. And it's like right in your area, like right in where the blue is, like right, like on the left side, like closer to like probably I think in between where Lake Charles and probably where you are, right in that section. And it was recommended to me.
A lot of seafood in that area. A lot of seafood.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I don't know, but you'd have to look it up. It's some guy, and he posted this video about how nothing can survive in this area, and that's what causes the hurricanes. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Oh no, that don't cause hurricanes. No.
Yeah,
I know there's a few. There's a few Jubilee areas. Mobile, Alabama. Mobile, Alabama. Mobile Lake. Mobile Bay, there's what they call it's a Jubilee. They get it every year in the hot summer months. That algae and stuff, the algae blooms go up, and it takes oxygen out of the water, and fish come up, to the banks and all that. Crabs come up to the banks and get close to it so they could get air, oxygen and all that. You can go on the shores of Mobile Bay and during a Jubilee, and man, you just pick up fish, crabs, man, all kind of stuff.
Just plunk them right out the water. Here we go. Like what I got. Dinner.
Yeah, little, like a dip net, round dip net like that. Scoop up all the fish and crabs you want. And the news is all like, oh, y'all don't go out there for the Jubilee. Y'all don't go out there. Those fish, y'all gonna get sick eating that and all that stuff. They just don't want nobody to go out there and have a good time. I've ate many of the fish out of there. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's that what they call red tide areas, all over the place on the Gulf. People fish that and catch all them fish and everything. But you can see that pretty good right there. All of that area that
there goes that train.
that watershed. Right, that's a lot because there's no locks or anything in between this lake, White Lake. There's no locks in between them right here. They got a system of 5 locks. They got a set of locks down here at Freshwater Bay, down there. They got a set of locks right here where my curse is at. They got another set of locks at Intracoastal City right here. There's another set over here, Calcasieu Lake right here on the Intracoastal. And there's a set here down here at Catfish Locks on the Mermentau River. That's a set of 5 locks they got to keep the salt water out of all this area down here because there's a lot of rice farmers down there. all the locks keep that salt water from coming in. At one time when we had that big flood in 2015, it was, Johnny.
2016.
16. On Grand Lake down here where my curse is at, right there, they had that Lake Arthur, the town flooded, and a lot of the town flooded. The lake was above everything else, and they were wanting down here where that is, they were wanting them to open the locks right there to let the water out of the lakes. Well, they couldn't let the water out because the Gulf side of the locks, the water was higher than the lake. So they were like, why y'all can't open the locks? Well, if we open the locks, all that Gulf water is going to just add more water into the lake because the water's higher on that side, and you can see it. The Gulf side was a 1.5 foot higher than the lake side. So they couldn't open the locks. They couldn't leave them open. They could open them, but they couldn't leave them open. They opened them for boat traffic. So they had a radar at the locks when when boats come, when the water's like that high on the Gulf side, they don't like opening the locks up that often. So if a small fishing boat comes there and wants to go in the lake, the lockmaster looks on the radar in the bayous to see if there's another boat coming. And if there's another boat coming, then they wait. They wait until the other boat gets in sight, and then they start opening the locks, and the boats can slip through, and then they can hurry up and close it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go through on the shrimp boat, 60-foot shrimp boat, double rigger. They would have to open them up all the way because there's a current that comes through there too when they open them. If one side's higher than the other, there's a current coming through, and if you teeter just a little bit, you'll hit the bulkheads. So they have to open them all the way, and then you just jet right through there. Small boats, they can just open it, 5 foot wide, and them small boats will pass right through there, and then they hurry up and close it. But let me stop sharing that. There we go.
Well, I know they got, of course, the Morganza spillway going up that ways.
Oh yeah, but that's letting water out the out the Mississippi River. That's a different story there.
Yeah, yeah. And then they got that other spillway where they do it for that goes to Lake Pontchartrain.
Yeah, well, that's Bonnicara.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one those are the two I pass. I pass the Bonnicara spillway when I go to Laplace, because it's right there. Once you get past the airport, you go on that stretch, and that's where the locks are. So you see them. And then, of course, going to my aunts, going to Bunkie, I have to go over the Morganza spillway, the bridge. So you don't see anything, but you see the spillway on either side. But they don't open the Bonnicara spillway up too much, because the fresh water and the salt water, when they open that up, that kills all the damn, they've only opened that up.
The reefs.
I think they've only opened it up, like 37 times in 60 years or something. They don't do it that often. I mean, it's once every so, because when I remember last year, they were thinking about opening it up, and it was all over the news. People like, no, 2 years ago when they had that when one of those hurricanes hit, it flooded didn't flood New Orleans, it flooded something else, and they were talking about opening it up or something. The tides got really high. That's what it was. The tides got high. It rained a lot. The tides were really high, and they were talking about opening up the spillway to relieve the pressure off the Mississippi River. And I think they did it for like about an hour or so, and it killed the oysters. Of course, the salt water and the fresh water, they don't mix, obviously.
See, the fresh water goes in Lake Pontchartrain, and from Lake Pontchartrain, the fresh water goes out of what they call the Wrigley's area.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reefs. There's a lot of oyster reefs out there in Boudreaux Bay and all that. The Chandelier Sound. There's a lot of oyster reefs out there, Point of the Hatch and all that area. Shell Reef. By Campos and where the memorial's at. All of that's oyster reefs out there by the Wrigley's and all, and that's what it hurts the oyster reefs out there. All that fresh water.
Yeah, and the Wrigley's ain't that far. That's far enough. Probably like, I don't know, 10, 20 miles off that way, because you go off the
all that fresh water is heading that way when they open Bonnicara up. Yeah.
I had to go that way one time for something. That's actually where that road, like where the White Castle is. They got the White Castle out here. Right before you go over the Twin Span, they got the White Castle. Somebody built that, and they were going to sell it. Now I don't think they ever did, but it's right off of Irish Bayou. You take the Irish Bayou, and that leads you go through the Wrigley's that way, and it leads you to New Orleans. It goes through Chef Mentor, I think was it Chef Mentor? It leads you somewhere back. It leads you somewhere. It's like 20, 30, 40 miles. You go all the way in the back roads, and you go right over to Wrigley's, because they got the bridge. Because I've done that a few times, not recently, but I've done it a couple of times as a kid. My dad had to drive somewhere. My grandpa wanted to drive. We taking the Wrigley's, going over that way. But that is the road. That is the road. And the memorial's up there somewhere. All these YouTubers, they're full of shit. There's 3 or 4 of them that came down here.
James
and
Mansfield.
They spouted out so many facts. That is the road that James Mansfield died on. That road. So that's about well, let's see, the bridge over the Twin Span's about 6 miles, I think, and then you go that way. They don't know the exact spot, but I'd say it's probably about a good 10, 12 miles from where I'm at least. It was on a turn, and there's only 2 turns on that stretch. But I mean, it was like 1, 2 in the morning or something, and she was behind they were behind. It was foggy, and they were behind an 18-wheeler. So I mean,
wasn't there some kids in the car or something? Also,
yeah, kids were in the car.
They were unhurt. They wasn't harmed or whatever. You know,
yeah, they were in the back seat.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, her kid is the one that's on SUV special units. Martista, I can't say her name. That's James Mansfield's daughter.
Oh,
and she was in that car when it happened. Yeah, she's on that special victims unit show for like the last 20 years or so.
Yeah, special victims unit.
Yeah, I said it backwards, but.
Now you said you go over to Morganza Spillway on the way to Bunkie? Really? I thought y'all went on 71 up there, up 71, or whatever.
This is before 71. This is getting to 71.
Y'all would turn off on Highway 1.
We go over the bridge. It says Morgana Spillway, and then you hit. If I remember right, after that is when you get to Crotch Springs.
Oh, that's the spillway. That's not the locks. That's the spillway.
No, I said that's the spillway. No,
yeah.
When I go to my my uncle's house or my aunt's house in Laplace.
Okay, you didn't go
into the Bonnie Carey spillway.
You didn't mean the locks, spillway locks. You didn't mean that. You meant the spillway itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the Bonnie Carey spillway. The Bonnie Carey spillway. Right. There, I see the locks.
Right.
On the other side, I can see them from a distance.
Yeah. Because they got spillway, the Highway 1. I mean, you are driving on top of the locks.
Yeah.
You actually drive on the locks, Morganza locks, spillway lock.
Yeah, because it'll say a sign, it'll say Morganza Spillway.
Right. All right, next yeah, the sign, like when you're on 190, that 3 Mile bridge, that's Morganza Spillway. That's the actual catch basin. That's part of the Atchafalaya Basin as a whole. See, the Atchafalaya Basin is 2 different. There's Morganza Spillway on the north side of it, and then you got that other area that the 3 Rivers locks, and then the Morganza locks. Those ain't far from each other, north and south of each other. Those 2 areas create that huge basin from Henderson, Louisiana, all the way to Rama, Louisiana. That's 20 miles. That's how wide that basin is, 20 miles. That's how long that bridge is over the water. And that's a lot of area right there. I mean, that basin can hold a lot of, I forget how much water out of the Mississippi River. Hell, it almost held it in 1972. The Mississippi River was almost right there in the basin. That would have been a new spot for the Mississippi River. I mean, not Mississippi River, because right there at 3 Rivers locks, the Mississippi River wanted to go straight into the Atchafalaya Basin. It wanted to go straight, and it almost did too. It almost did. That would have run Baton Rouge and New Orleans. That would have run it, for the shipping industry and all that.
It's trying to shift right now.
Oh, it's been trying to shift. It's been trying to shift. Yep. It's been shifting for the last 1,000,000 years. However long it's been there, it's been shifting. The river used to go through the basin, right down, straight down the line. We men captured the river and partially held it where it's at now.
Yeah, they control it,
with the levee.
Oh yeah, no, I grew up on the town I grew up on was right there on the Mississippi River, and the Chalmette Battlefield is on the Mississippi River, And when you take the tour, you go downstream. 5 miles from that is New Orleans. But if you go all the way around through the highways and the roads, it's more like 20 miles. But right there on the river
curves and meanders like that. I gotta lean on the dock. Oh,
lean on the dock. Well, guess we got to do the commercial. And it goes a little something like this. Wait, let me get it to the beginning. But and it goes a little something like this. And this lean off the dock moment is brought to you by Grumpy Stack Tires. By Stack. Grumpy Stack, that is. Located in Ville Platte, Louisiana. Home of the Million Mile Tire. He ships it, you handle it. And we'll tinker with that eventually, but you got to get in touch with Grumpy Stack. But I did talk to him a few weeks ago. I told him, I said, I cured him from alcoholism. Just as a joke. I mean, it's all joking, whatever, but I ain't seen him since he got sober, and that's almost a year ago. So I'd like to take a little bit of credit in that. No, actually, he did that on his own. He stopped drinking on his own. So he said he's gonna pop up on here when he can, but by after 6, 7 o'clock, he's sleeping. So, but if anybody needs tires, hell, look up his thing on Facebook.
Grumpy Stack Tires, baby.
I talked to him a few weeks ago. He's like, "Oh, I'm not on YouTube much." He goes, I said, "Well, I'll send you a link this and that." He goes, "I'll come on when I can." And I told him, I said, "You ain't been on my stream since you got sober." I said, "Did I help you get sober?" And he started laughing. I said, "Man," I said, "every time you come on my channel, you were shit-faced."
Yes,
yeah. I told him, I said, I cured you. I cured you. But
his wife cured him.
Oh yeah, damn right. I asked him, "How's the tire business?" He goes, "Slow."
Really?
I said, "Oh, okay. Well, you got plenty of time then." I said, "Why don't you do a YouTube stream while you're at work? Why don't you? He does the Facebook reels. I said, when you're at work and you got nobody there, why don't you do YouTube and just because we were talking, he wanted to do these the weight loss things and then something about helping people with alcoholism. He goes, "I want to start making videos about that." I said, "Well, go ahead and do it." I said, "You've been talking about it." He still ain't done it. I said, "You've been talking about it. You make these Facebook reels." I said, "Facebook you ain't got no meaning on Facebook, but I said, Facebook, you should do something like
they pay good. They pay better than YouTube." Russ, Smoky Ribs Barbecue, he's got a lot of reels on Facebook. He gets a lot of money from Facebook.
I set up a thing for it last year to make money off of it. I just don't do any reels. I don't know how to do that crap.
I don't know if it's just reels. I think it's because like Kuyon Duyon, my cousin there, he made a page, because he's a comedian, and a lot of people follow him. You can only have so many friends on the Facebook page, account.
5,000.
5,000, I thought it was. Okay.
Yep. That's the limit.
So once you go over that, I don't know if they automatically turn it into a page or if you I know it stops, and you can't.
No, it stops.
You can't have no more friends after that. But you can start a page, Facebook page, like a
I I got 11 Facebook pages.
Damn.
I got 11 of them. Well, back in the day, I would make pages about. One of them's about Fire Roger Goodell. One of them's about K&B. One of them's about Saints. No, I got 3 of them about the Saints, and then one's about Morgus, and I forget what the other 2 are. Oh, K&B. One's a baseball and one's something else.
K&B
the drugstore. Yeah, the old drug. Yeah,
ice cream drugstore. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, man, that was some damn good ice cream from K&B drugstore. And it was cheap. It was $1 for a box of ice cream, a half-gallon ice cream, $1.
Yeah,
remember that, Johnny?
When?
K&B ice cream.
Oh yeah.
K&B drugstore. One of them half-gallon box, not a plastic container like we get now with a gallon. It used to be 5-quart container of ice cream. Now it's 4-quart, a gallon.
Yeah.
But anyway, this was a wax box, and I forget where the main creamery was. I think there was one in Louisiana. I know that one on the South Carolina or something. They had one. I know they had a few of them because they couldn't haul all that ice cream, not to all the stores K&B had. They had different.
I think they had one in Gramercy, maybe. I could be wrong.
Somewhere around. I know that one in Louisiana, right around New Orleans area there, that hub area.
Yeah. Oh, we had a lot of. Let's see. There was a K&B right where I lived, right next to the movie theater. Of course, Chalmette don't have a movie theater anymore. It went out of business years ago, so they don't have a movie theater. But they used to have a movie theater, and K&B was in that same split section mall. Then they had a K&B going towards Poydras. In Miro, they had a K&B right before you hit the refinery. They had one there. I think it's a Dollar Tree now, or something. Somebody told me. Then they had another one. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. We had at least 3. We had 3. Wait, we had 2. No, we had 3 K&Bs because there was another one off St. Bernard Highway in Araby, right when you turn off. When my grandparents used to live, you go down because he used to go to that was his bank, First National Bank, with the 1 on it. And they had one on St. Bernard Highway. So that's 3 K&Bs that I was aware of. That was in Chalmette, Araby, Poydras. They probably had another one I'm missing. I can't remember them all. But all the K&Bs were near a McDonald's for some reason. I remember that too. But yeah. It went out of business it went out of business the year I moved out of Chalmette.
They had good ice cream.
Oh,
$1? Shit, yeah.
That's the case.
Well, all ice cream from over there.
I posted something on there a couple of weeks ago because I found some price tags that says K&B on it. I had posted on there in about a year or 2.
Our K&B was right next to Winn-Dixie, big shopping, grocery store, supermarket, and the diehards would buy the ice cream from Winn-Dixie. But when the people, like say the husband and wife was shopping, when she was checking out, the husband or almost finished, the husband would go to next door to K&B and buy the ice cream. Because it was so much cheaper than Winn-Dixie,
Yeah.
And even the Winn-Dixie store brand, like they had what was it? Shasta? Trying to remember what Winn-Dixie's store brand Cokes were. Czech colas.
It was Czech. It's still Czech.
Czech. Okay.
Yeah.
And even their ice cream, Winn-Dixie's store brand ice cream couldn't compete with K&B's ice cream because it was so much better, It wasn't a cheap ice cream. It was a damn good ice cream that they didn't make a lot of money on, but they sold a lot. So that's how they made a lot of money with it. They did quality, and they sold a lot of quantity of it. So that's how they made their money on ice cream.
Yeah. They marketed it too pretty good. K&B had their freezers, their coffin freezers in the front of the store. Right across from checkout.
Right when you walked in the store in K&B, you walked about maybe 12 feet, and the ice cream cooler started right there.
Yep.
Right next to the.
They did that on purpose. That was their marketing plan.
By the film on the right, on ours, when you walked in, you had like a manager's office tucked in that corner to the right, because the door was almost in the corner, and you had a countertop that you could check out there too a little bit, but the main was to the left in the front of the store. When you walked in to the left, they had that because they had the outdoor right there. And when you walked in, you walked straight like toward the back, toward the beer and all that. That's where the ice cream was right there. Them freezers. Yeah. You just opened up the door, bent down and got your ice cream out of there. Wasn't no stand-up freezers. It was on the floor.
The coffin freezers.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Coffin freezers. Yeah. That's it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, K&B closed. K&B went under 97. So I know that for a fact. That was the year I moved out of Chalmette, 97. Because I was 17, so I remember that. But I went there as a kid all the
time. I wasn't living in my hometown at that time. I moved out of my hometown in '89. So, but I remember seeing it there when I'd go to town, or whatever. I'd see K&B. Well, you've been on an hour. I'm fixing to get something to eat. I didn't see the stove. That's my birthday supper. Missy wants to know what I wanted to. I was gonna do it last night. I didn't feel good. I was a little woozy. I guess from wearing them visors and all that. But I wasn't woozy like the day before or whatever. But anyway, probably all that bright light too.
It gets.
I'm going to eat my birthday supper.
Yeah, go enjoy it. Happy birthday once again.
Cat 73, how you doing?
Cat, you coming in at the end. Well, I appreciate you. I figure Well, last month I only did 3 live streams. I only used 6 hours of StreamYards, and they don't roll over. Yeah, I would have had 20 plus 14. That would have been great. I would have had 34 hours of but I'm gonna do another. Oh, you've been lurking. Okay. Well, Zanron's probably been lurking too. Hi, Zanron. He's not here. Well, maybe he is, but I don't know.
Thank you, Cat. Appreciate it very much. Appreciate it very much.
A lot of people lurk. I like lurkers too, but I'm gonna do. Unless you do, are you gonna do one tomorrow? Tomorrow night?
I don't know. I'm gonna see. I probably will.
Do it after 6:30. That's the best time for me to hop on.
Today's Wednesday, huh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow.
Tonight, so I'll probably go live tomorrow. Yeah, and you off tomorrow too, so you better jump up in there.
Well, if it's after 6:30, I can. If you do it at 4, I won't be able to. I won't be able to get on. I can, but it's
at 5.
I mean, I can, but it's a lot harder for me.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see.
Hey, I'm not good at a lot of things, Cat, but that's okay. I appreciate you popping up, Jason, of course.
I appreciate the invite as always. All right, y'all know the routine is good. Being north of the grass, y'all stay safe. Be that way. Be that way. Stay safe. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Pluto.
See you later. All right. I'm gonna go let Cajun eat his birthday supper. And I appreciate him popping up. We had Johnny in the background, of course, the co-host, as I like to say. But But yeah, I appreciate you, Cat, of course. Yeah, I'll do a stream tomorrow for sure, unless a catastrophe happens. Or maybe I'll see if Zanron does a stream. If I'm up, if I'm up, and this is very rare, if I'm up at 4 or 5 in the morning, and I just happen to get on YouTube, it's just he streamed way so late, so I can't get in there anymore. But you know, it is what it is. But I appreciate you, Cat, and everybody else that's in the stream. Y'all have a good night. Now, I'll see you tomorrow for sure. 7 o'clock or so, give or take. Or I'll see you on if Cajun does a live stream. You know, so all that good jazz. Look, now it says I got 6 people in here. Of course, when I go to end the stream, I got 6 people, but ain't 6 people gonna be talking. So, anyways, I'm getting off. All you 6 people, come back tomorrow. You have a good one.